It's been 1 year since Canadian designer Tanya Taylor debuted her collection here at New York Fashion Week. At that time, the fashion world was introduced to her young, feminine aesthetic in a short presentation at the Museum of Modern Art. 3 seasons later, and Tanya Taylor has evolved into a runway-worthy design house with a Spring-Summer 14 collection that caters to young women of all ages. Okay, so we are here with Tanya Taylor. This is your third collection here at Fashion Week. First runway. Let's talk about that. The step from doing a presentation to doing a full runway show.
Exciting.
Time.
It was. I think so. I think this season we had a lot of fabrics that moved so beautifully, and we just thought doing runway, seeing the girls walk, kind of showing how fabric moves and how we really wanted to tell a story in a runway format was what made us decide to do it.
So what's the story this season then?
The story originally started by being inspired by an artist, Caro Netterer, and she's a Swiss artist. I saw an exhibit of hers in New York last year, and I was really inspired by her heavy acrylic paintings and her use of color, and I think I started to paint myself. I haven't painted in a long time, since I was a kid, and so painting kind of different textures, different colors, working in the studio for a couple weeks on prints. All the prints are hand-painted originally, and then the last 3 looks are actually painted on leather. So I think the story is a really happy, really joyful, feminine woman, but definitely this story of kind of classic stripes back to color, back to like a more scrolly, kind of loose use of color as well.
And so how are you developing now as a designer? Now that this is your third collection, you're doing collaborations with shoes now.
Yes. Yeah, we did a collaboration with Paul Andrew this season, and he's a great new designer that we were, really inspired by kind of his quality and his beautiful styles, and we worked together on mixing our prints and kind of developing a mini collection, but also being able to work with and use jewelry from Sharuk, who I love and wear all the time, was awesome because her palette, our palette, was so complementary to one another. So yeah, it's been great.
Talk to me about the bags. Because
Yeah.
Where did those come from? Where do I get one?
The bags are my favorite. I think we've never done a bag. I've always said I would never do one, but there was something about this idea of, actually on my honeymoon, I saw this old vintage bag in Hong Kong, and it was such a stiff shape, and there was something about doing something in metal, but something where there's a transparency. So there's a cutout that matches kind of the fabric that was in this white fabric showing through to our prints, and I think that was always the concept, is like layering a floral on top of a stripe, and this idea of kind of mixing and matching your bag.
Okay, so we have a Swiss artist, and we have this honeymoon bag from Hong Kong, and then we had Grimes from Vancouver.
Oh yeah,
playing.
I know, Canadian.
Where did that come from?
I love Grimes, and I wanted a feminine voice. I wanted someone who had a lot of attitude, and I think she's the perfect one for that. So it worked out for that.
Yeah, we all love Grimes.
Yeah,
awesome.
Canadian.
Thank you. That was Tanya Taylor Spring Summer 2014. For Global News in New York, I'm Allison McLaughlin.